this is BBC World News. I'm Karen Giannoni in London. Our top stories: the US and Russian presidents meet face-to-face for the first time. Donald Trump says he hopes the get-together at the G20 summit will produce positive results as he tries to patch up his relationship with Vladimir Putin. It's tense on the streets outside the meeting. Angela Merkel has called the protests unacceptable.
And I'm Ross Atkins, live with you from the G20, when in the last hour Angela Merkel has spoken of the need to compromise if agreement can be found on the major issues facing the world.
And in other news, a show of force in Hong Kong. China's massive aircraft carrier, the Liaoning, arrives in the territory for the first time. Hello, welcome to BBC World.
Hello and welcome to our class. It's so good to see everybody present here. What I want you first of all to do is I would like you to introduce to each other. Say a couple of words about yourself, like where are you from, what about your learning English, when did you start learning English, anything you would like to say, maybe about your intentions in your learning English, probably what are your perspectives, like what do you think about your future with English, whatever you want to say. Again, my name is Vladimir and I teach English to the Russian students, and I'm very happy to welcome you here. So please.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
I'm Diana.
What's your name?
Diana.
Diana, okay. Good to see you here, Diana.
Thank you. Lately, I have passed my Russian exam, and I scored 88 in my English test. And now I'm preparing for my next exam at the university.
Cool. That sounds very cool to me. So, do you have any observations? Can you share your observations about the Russian national exam? How was it?
It was easy, I think, but the time is very little, and the listening part was very easy, and I don't have any mistake there, and but they say was about clothes, and I think, and I thought I didn't write well, but I scored 9 points.
19 points, you mean?
No, 9 from 14.
Oh, okay. Good, good. I mean altogether for your written part. Okay, very good, excellent. So, and right now you are applying to some university. You didn't tell us which city you are from.
I'm from Simferopol.
Oh, interesting. Simferopol. Okay, so where are you planning to apply?
I'm preparing to the KFU.
And what is that?
It's Crimean University.
What kind of a university?
Crimean University.
Ah, okay.
And I'm planning to the philology.
Philology? Yeah.
Philology, yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So do you think that your score is enough for being accepted to the university?
I have not passed another exams like Russian language and literature, and now I can't say certainly about my abilities. but I think so.
So what
I believe in.
what do you mean that you still have to take some more exams? As far as I know, the last exam was, I think it was July 5th, was for the last exam, and you said that, I mean the Russian national exam. You said
Yes,
that you,
this,
yeah.
this year in Crimea acts the rule about opportunity to
Good. Yeah, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I just try to explain it in easy words. Try to find.
to choose Russian Federation exam or exams in the university. And I have passed English Russian Federation exam, but other exams I will
take still. Yeah.
I will take there.
All right. Yeah. Interesting, because as you know, the situation with exams in Russia is different.
Yes, I know. I know that girls from Moscow are going to Crimea because they are following their English exams and they're trying to be there.
Okay. So it's kind of a second try for them, right?
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. I never heard about that. Thank you for this information. It's interesting. So where did you learn your English?
I learned my English with my grandmother the last summer in Skype, and I don't know elementary things, so I'm very thankful for her.
So, and who is your grandmother?
My grandmother is an English teacher.
And where does she teach?
What?
Where does she teach?
She is from Uzbekistan.
Oh, okay. All right. So right now she works as a teacher?
At home.
She's is she a retired teacher or still executive or working teacher?
A retired teacher.
Okay.
She is retired.
So she helped you to get prepared for the Russian national exam. Yeah, that's very interesting. Have you ever talked to Americans or to British people?
No.
Never. Never.
Never.
Not. Wow. Yeah, because your English is very impressive. Okay, then have you ever been to my classes?
Yes, I was there twice.
Oh, seriously? Interesting. When was that?
Can you repeat, please?
Yes, when was that? When did you come? When did you attend my classes?
Before my English exam.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, I think that I know the person whose name is Katya Gvozdeva. Is it you, Katya?
Of course, it's me.
Okay.
Good evening, Vladimir Vladimirovich.
So it's it's so good to see you back here. Can you share a little bit about what is going on with you?
Of course, now I have my student's vacation, and I'm very glad because I passed my last exam on Wednesday, and I got a 5. And I was very happy because it's so cool to have a rest at home with my relatives and friends, because I think I'm the last person from my friends who was still having examination period. It was too long, and cool to have a rest and no tiring homework, no tiring classes, and communication with only some workbooks and some grammar rules. So it's fun, but the weather isn't very sunny and hot, but I enjoy it despite these rainy and chilly days.
Okay, Katya, same weather here in my place. I'm living permanently in the city of Vladikavkaz. I used to live for many years in the city of Ufa, and right now I'm here. So, and we have the same weather here, lots of rains, lots of showers. So, just remind me please, which city are you from?
I'm from Kasli. It is in Chelyabinsk region.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's not in the south of Chelyabinsk region. It's in the north of Chelyabinsk region.
And you said that you had the exams. Which university or which school, I mean the high educational institution do you go to right now?
Last year I entered Teachers Training Institute of Foreign Languages, or it is called Chelyabinsk Pedagogical University, Chelyabinsk State Pedagogical University.
And what is the department?
The Faculty of Foreign Languages.
Okay. And your major is English and your minor is French or?
Is Chinese.
Sorry?
Chinese.
Chinese. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Good. So, do you remember your Russian national exam? How was it?
Yes. Honestly, I tried to remember all my exams while I was preparing to my university exams because I think it was tough and tiring to prepare for my Russian national exams, and I thought that I was that I worried a lot because I didn't know if I had taken my Russian national exams in Russian, in social science very well, and I didn't know if I would enter the university of my dream. So I can say that my exam was tough and easy at the same time, but time is my weak point. That's why I could make some mistakes or I couldn't do some tasks.
Okay.
But fortunately, everything is all right now.
Good. All right, Katya. The last question to you, what I'm just interested in is how many classes of English do you have during the week?
I have 3 or 2 double periods per day, and we have 4 or 5 days. No, I think 4 days. We have English classes, 2 or 3 double periods.
I think that a better word will be to say 2 hours classes, 2 hour classes. 2 hour classes, because you may know that the word periods, that's, I'm sorry to say, that's mostly we use about women, and after the class you can go and look up this word in the dictionary, so it sounds a little bit different to me. So I think that 2 hour classes will be a better explanation. Also, you said like examination period. Just my exams. That's what I usually, what I heard from American students. I took my exams, I failed my exams, or God forbid, or I passed my exams. Okay, but that's just a little bit of observations. Yeah, thank you so much. We have a new visitor, and you are very welcome. What's your name?
I'm Nadia.
Good. Where are you from, Nadia?
Nice to meet you. I currently live in St. Petersburg, but originally I'm from University.
Okay.
I'm very pleased to be with you now, and thanks a lot for inviting me to your discussions, to your lessons.
Good. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you a student of a high school or a college or university?
Actually, neither. I'm applying to the university right now, and I'm going to be a student, but no, I'm not. And I finished high school already 6 years ago.
Wow.
So yes, and only now I am applying for universities and going to get my degree in foreign languages.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
So what did you do? Maybe I missed something. What did you do during these 6 years after your after you graduated from high school?
I studied in the university for 2.5 years. I studied law, and after that I had some problems with my health, so I quit. And at the same time, I realized that it was not the field that I wanted to get involved with. So I decided to just work and think of what I was going to do. And now I'm ready to continue my studies and to start from the beginning.
Okay. So, but you know, it's kind of a very big turning point in your life. First of all,
Yes.
you know, first of all, you know, you decided to quit doing your law studies. That's one big turning point, and then you just changed not only your lifestyle, but you also changed the career. Like the previous career was in law, and right now you are going to take a new career, which is in foreign languages, as I can understand, or I might be wrong here. So why did you decide to change so drastically in your life?
I worked for as a paralegal for almost a year, and can you hear me?
Yes, but you know, in order to be heard better, if you don't mind, please move closer to your microphone. It just it looks like your microphone is too far away from you.
Is
Okay.
it better now?
Yeah, definitely, much better.
Thanks. So I worked as a paralegal for 7-8 months, and I realized that it is interesting for me to study law as the science of law, but I wasn't really happy about working in the field. It was a little bit boring because there is no. I better say that there were a lot of reasons. I just realized that it is not what I wanted to do, and also I didn't want to. Okay, let's leave it as it is. I realized that it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I'm sorry to ask you over again, but might be the breaking of the sound, but I still didn't understand two things. First thing, what kind of a job did you do?
I in the legal field, right?
it doesn't matter because I just didn't understand what kind of job you did. Yeah.
I was a paralegal, like legal assistant in a law firm, and after that I worked with the kids, and also worked as a manager in a language school.
Okay, so what did you do working with kids?
Working with kids, I was, maybe you heard of the big project. It is called Kid Work, where kids of different ages, from 6 years to 14 years, try different like professions, different jobs, and I was among the people who teach kids how to do these jobs.
Okay, so the name of the project, as I could hear, was Kid Book, right?
Kid Book, right.
Well, I would ask you to type in the chat section no, in English. I would ask you to type what you said, working in the fields or fairly go or something like that. I still didn't understand. If you don't mind, I want to know the spelling. So please type this position and then type the name of the project, like Kid Book or something. Please do.
Okay, and I don't understand how the chat works.
It's just you type there and that's it. And you send.
Yes, I see, but I can't type anything there.
All right, I will show it.
No, it's okay now.
Yeah. It's just a regular chat like that.
Yes. My computer is slow.
Everybody's computers are slow. That's the problem, because they are getting older and older every day, and very quickly.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Doesn't work. It's not working. I will.
Yeah, you can spell it for me. Just spell it for me, and I will type.
Yes. Kidburg. K-I-D.
Just hold on. K-I-D.
K-I. Yes, D like kid. Burg.
Berg. Kidburg.
R-G.
And
yes,
then.
That's right. And the position, I don't know how to.
So is it correct, Kidberg? Is it correct?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Kidberg, and your position was just give the spelling.
In Russian it was called master.
But you said something. You said something in English like fairly go or in the fields or something, and this is what I didn't understand.
Yeah, I think I mixed a lot of things together.
That's all right. That's all right.
I worked there, and I didn't say the name of the position in Kidburg. It was called master in Russian, but I don't know how it. I would.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I was saying about your job for legalese, for legal department. Yeah.
In the law firm, paralegal.
Oh, okay, paralegal. Yeah, right now I understand.
Yes.
Paralegal.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Legal assistant.
Yes, I understand. Paralegal. Right now you said it in a more proper, more distinct way, so that I can. Yeah.
Okay.
So that and you worked for a law firm.
Yes. for a law
And
firm.
yeah, you mean that you didn't like it working for them, or what?
I I really liked working for those people, for the firm, and but I didn't like writing those papers, going to courts, and I just understood that the job, any job connected to court system, to legal to this field is not what I want to do, but I liked working for that exact firm.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
Okay. Nadia, the last thing then, again, the last. I'm sorry about that, but still, you know, somehow you changed from law to English. So it's just like you didn't answer. My question is, did you use in the first place? Where did you learn your English in the first place?
I started to learn it at school, like anyone. After that, when I studied in the university, we didn't have English courses at all. And after that, I just liked English, and I decided to refresh my knowledge of it, and I liked it even more. So I decided to get a degree in it and to become a teacher
Of English.
of English, maybe other languages.
Okay. Yeah, I understand, but still, you said that you learned your English in the secondary school, right?
Yes.
Did you ever have a chance to talk with foreigners?
Yes, I did, because when I studied in the law school, I traveled to Europe to summer law school, and there were only foreign students, and the only chance for us to communicate, to talk, was to do it in English. So I started speaking English only then. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, I had a chance, but I never talked to a native speaker.
Okay.
Only. Yes.
So, Nadia, on this summer law school, how did you get there? Where was that school?
It was in Poland, in Poznan city.
Okay.
And I got there because I studied well in my law school, and my tutor, the teacher who научный руководитель, I don't know how to say
Supervisor.
Supervisor has just invited me there, and I and other two students and I with this teacher went there.
Okay, good. So you mean that probably you learned a lot of English in this summer law school. How long was this period when you stayed in this studying in this law school?
It was just 2 weeks, but I don't think that I learned a lot of English there. But it was the first time when I used it, when I spoke it, not in a class, but with real people. So I didn't learn any English there, but I just
you said that there were no there were no native speakers. Where were these people from? Which countries?
From Poland and from Czech Republic mostly.
Oh, okay. But I think that languages are pretty close. I mean, Polish, Czech, and Russian
Yes,
language.
yes, they are, but still it is hard to understand each other. Maybe you can understand the written text, but you cannot understand the uh, what people are saying in
Yeah,
their native
that's
languages, even though they are all Slavic languages.
yeah, right. That's very interesting. So that means that you better understood each other in English.
Of course.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, interesting. Very okay, guys. I mean, ladies. Maybe you have questions to each other. Just turn your microphones on, and you can, if you want to ask each other questions, please. Because you know, it's for the first time in my life. I mean, in my class where I have so different and so interesting people. So maybe you have questions to each other. Hello, Katya,
Hi.
Diana, do you have questions to each other?
I don't have questions.
That's all right. That's not a big deal. I'm just asking. Katya, how about you?
And,
Yeah. Yes, please, Nadia.
I have a question for Diana because I'm sorry I was late for the lesson, and I heard Katya talking a little bit, but I don't know what anything about Diana. So if you could just tell me about yourself in 1 or 2 sentences, this would be great.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm from Crimea, and now I'm trying to go to the university.
Like me. Thank you.
Nadia, what was the score in your Russian national exam in English? If you-
English,
yeah.
95 points.
Sorry, 95?
Yes.
Wow. You mean this year, or did you take it earlier?
I did take it earlier in 2011, and it was 90 points, but then in 2011 I was so surprised about it, and now I think I have much better English, so I wanted, I thought that I would get a high score, and yeah, it is 95, and I'm very happy about it.
So, and again, you see, I still do not understand. What did you do in order to improve your English? You said that in the year 2011, your English was not as good, and again, you got only 90 points. Right now, you have 95. So, you know, most of the people who I know, usually their scores, they drop after several years, do not take in any courses, or do not going to any kind of school. So what did you do in order to improve your English?
I watched TV shows
Like
a lot.
okay, just give us the names. That's very interesting. Of the TV
It
shows.
was House, yes, and How I Met Your Mother and Friends, very famous shows. I think everybody knows about them. And also Once Upon a Time. And I read books without any adaptation. And also I took a course last year aimed for which prepared us for Russian national exam in English. Maybe you heard of Foxford online platform?
Yeah.
Learning platform. Yes. So I studied there, and that's all.
Was it free of charge, or did you have to pay for this course?
I had to pay.
Was it expensive?
Yes, it was, but it was worth it.
Wow, interesting, very interesting. Okay, good. Yeah, thank you so much. It's been pleasure to hear so wonderful stories from you. And in this Foxford school, did you have any foreign teachers or Russian teachers taught you?
No, only a Russian teacher, but she was very qualified, and I learned a lot from her, even though she was not a native speaker, but considering that we prepared for a Russian test, which was made by Russians, I think that it was better that she was Russian too, as a native speaker.
Yeah, I understand. So you said that you learned a lot from her. Can you be
Yes.
more specific? Like, can you give some examples?
It's hard to do that because we just did tests similar to года tests, and she gave us grammar rules and exercises on these rules, and also vocabulary on different topic each time.
Okay. Can you share her name with us, or it's a secret?
Yes.
Mhm.
No, it's not. Zuyeva Olga Mikhailovna.
Okay. And she's from St. Petersburg. No?
I think she's from Moscow.
Oh, from Moscow. Okay. Good. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. I didn't plan to have that long conversation. Usually, yeah, that's all right. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you. What I wanted to do today is, as you know, I usually teach some speaking part from different exams. So it might be a TOEFL exam or IELTS exam or FCE or CAE or CPE, any kind of exam. And so today we'll take a little bit of FCE. I think that you know this exam, and we will talk about the speaking part, and exactly only about one part, part 3, where you are supposed to choose one or couple options from different options. So let me just introduce the task to you. So first of all, can you see the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard only 2 voices, so I can't recognize your voices. So about the third person, can you see the picture?
Yes.
Okay, good. If you cannot see the picture, so then you will have to restart your browser. Okay. So the task here is it's decision making. Your neighbors, and you can follow my reading here, your neighbors are planning their holidays and have asked you for your opinion on where to stay. Again, your neighbors planning their holidays and have asked for your opinion on where to stay. The father is a nature lover. The father is a nature lover. The mother would like a holiday without housework. So father is a nature lover and mother would like a holiday without housework. And the 2 children want to be near entertainment facilities. So they have 2 children who want to be near entertainment facilities. So here are some possible suggestions. Now you have, as you can understand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 suggestions. So you have a question, an examination question. How suitable would each type of holiday accommodation be for your neighbors? How suitable this type of accommodation be for your neighbors? So then which 2 places would be the best choices for them? So you will have to choose 2 best choices. Okay? Now, I would like you to start talking.
I start.
Yeah, sure, of course. Go ahead. Feel free to talk.
I think the second picture is the most suit my neighbors because these all their wishes are here. Their father-like nature and the minibus are stayed in the forest, and in this minibus the family can go anywhere to the nature, to the forest, to the fields and other places, and the mother don't have and mother shouldn't do housework because they can go with them prepared foods, and they will live in tents. That's why there are not many housework there.
Okay.
And
yeah, all right. Where it's you, Diana?
What?
Your name is Diana, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Diana, you know that it's very interesting, but this is a slightly different exam, which probably, and I'm very happy to introduce this exam to you, because I'm not happy with the Russian national exam. Why? Because during the speaking part in the Russian national exam, you do not have opportunity to talk to real people. You have to talk to computer, and in my opinion, it's not correct. So that means that this exam and this particularly this part, it's about talking in a dialogue, and right now we do not have two people like for a dialogue. We have a let's say some people call it a polylogue or just a conversation. You have to talk among three of you. That's the biggest challenge to you. You see, you don't have to talk alone. You have to get other people involved in a conversation, because when you start talking alone in this exam, you will be penalized for that. Do you understand my point?
Should we ask each other questions?
Well, okay, ladies. Yeah, I understand that that's a new thing for you. So, you see, you know that you have two questions. You have to talk together with other people, and I will help you, of course, like I will help you with the rules of a conversation. So the first rule to you from this exam is, most of the time we say two sentences in a row, and then we, like you said, we ask another person, or we give a turn. That's the special term for this exam. Taking turns or giving turns. The meaning is that you allow to another person to speak. So the first rule to you is you have to give only two sentences from yourself, and the third sentence or questions should be addressed to another person. This is a conversation. This is not a monologue. Okay? So the idea is to figure out which two places would be the best choices for these people. Okay, please go ahead.
I think play different activities in this place, and such as badminton, volleyball, and others. What do you think about this, Nadia?
Good.
I'm sorry, we're talking about the second picture.
The second, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Good.
I agree with you. I think that there are a lot of opportunities to play different active games and for children to entertain themselves, and I like this option of accommodation, but I also think that the option number 4 would be suitable for the family, because there are roses and I think maybe other flowers, and father really likes nature, and it is also a hotel, so the mother wouldn't need to do any housework there.
Okay.
What do you think, Diana?
I think it's good, and the children can attend different museums there, because this is maybe a very very famous town, and I don't understand the fifth picture.
Okay.
Can you understand it, Katya?
Good, good. Excellent question.
I'm not sure, Diana. Unfortunately, I see such a way of traveling at first, and it seems to me that it sounds like fun to travel like this, because you will have to communicate with animals, not only with your family, and it would be interesting and great for father, because he's fond of nature. Besides, children will be glad to enjoy communication with the horse, or with because they won't they needn't seek for some entertainment places, because they have a real horse, and I suppose they won't find such pleasure to have their time with horse in town, and mother won't have to do house chores at this small kind of house. I think they spend their time in trip all day long, and they will stay at the hotel for night.
Okay.
What do you
Okay.
think about
Katya.
it, Nadia?
Okay, Katya, just hold on, ladies. So again, as I said, one of the main rules of a conversation is that you are supposed to give only 2 sentences, and the third sentence should be addressed to somebody else. Otherwise,
Yes,
when
sorry.
you, yeah, I understand, but you shouldn't be sorry, because you will be penalized. The meaning is that you are not going to take an exam, and the fun of this part of exam is that I just want you to know that there are different types of exams in the world. And I know that you were preparing for the Russian national exam, where you have all of these picture descriptions for 1.5 minutes, and then comparing pictures, and again this only talking by yourself, talking on your own. And this is a very, very different type of a conversation when you have to talk with other people, as you can understand. So another hint or another prompt to you is, ladies, before you start to decide which is the best choice, you have to make some kind of inventory. What I mean here, you have to explain what you see in every picture, in every choice. Otherwise, it's so hard. Like you said, I would choose picture 2. Why? We don't know, and we're not sure whether you have same ideas about other pictures. So the first thing what I want you to do is just talk about picture 1, then picture 2, picture 3, picture 4, picture 5, picture 6. Just explain me what you see there, please.
I think the last picture are not suit to this family. Not suit this family, because I can see only hotel and swimming pool, and I don't see any nature there, and but it is entertainment for children, maybe.
Okay, good.
We didn't talk about the third picture. There we can see a big castle from medieval times, probably.
Right.
That's it.
Okay, but you have to get other people involved in a conversation. This is not just talking to a teacher.
Katya, what do you think is shown of in picture number 1?
Oh, you know, it's a tough question. I can say that I see a person, and in the background there is a building. I suppose it's a kind of a small hotel, or maybe it's a hostel where everybody should live on their own and do some house chores to live on their own, and I think it's free. It's cheaper for them. Do you have some ideas about this not very understandable picture, Diana?
I think this person is fishing, maybe, but I don't know certainly exactly. And this is a water, because the person is reflection. Yes.
All right, good. After, so that you see, we are just learning how to do this FC exam. So the first thing which you do is you just explain what you see in each picture. Now, after you did that, you have to summarize. One of you has to summarize what you see in every picture. You just can say the first picture is blah blah, the second is about another, and the third is, or you can say we decided that the first picture is, and so please somebody summarize.
In the first picture we can see not well understand action with the person in the forest near the river, maybe. In the second picture we can see minibus with people there spending their time in the field, and someone's sleeping in the tents, maybe. In the third picture we can see ancient castle, and it is a famous sightseeing, maybe. And who can continue?
Okay, in the fourth picture, I think it is a hotel, the entrance to a hotel in surrounded by lots of flowers. In the fifth picture, it's family riding one of the family members is riding a horse, and there is a vehicle attached to this horse. And in the last picture, there is a big hotel and a swimming pool next to it.
Okay, so thank you so much. Right now you did a very good job. So I mean that you described every picture. So right now it's time for you to decide according to the task. You remember that father is a nature lover, and mother doesn't want to do any housework during her holidays, during her vacation, and children, they still want to have some entertainment. So please choose two best places for them according to these terms and conditions.
Well, girls, I think that it's time to make a decision what we should advise for our neighbors. First of all, I think the most interesting will be to live in tents and in the minibus, like in the second picture.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
because a mother won't have to do some house chores, and it will be fun for father and children to enjoy their time in the nature. And in the third picture, it looks like a hotel of middle age. No, middle age. How can I say it?
That's correct. Middle ages.
Middle ages, and it looks like a toy, like a house full of toys for children, because they will have an opportunity to be like in a museum.
Okay, good. All
Do you
right.
agree with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I agree. And was that our? Do you think we pick these two pictures that were called, or discuss some other picture which would some other accommodation which would probably suit them more?
I think the fourth picture is more skewed than the third, because we can see the hotel, as you tell, and the roses. The mother don't needn't do any duties, and the children can find special entertainments not far from this hotel. Maybe. What do you think about it? To summarize, we can choose the second, the third, and the fourth.
Okay.
It's hard women choice.
Okay. So
I think
yes, please.
I think that the options number 2 and number 4 are the most would be the most suitable for the family, because both of them are close to nature, and bus can stop. We can stop the minibus anywhere near where the entertainments are, and to build our camp there. And as for the fourth option, the entertainments are usually situated near hotels, usually situated near the entertainments, and in neither of these accommodations, mother would need to do a homework.
It's true.
Moreover, I think that we can suggest to family choosing the way of traveling like in the second picture, because it will be cheaper for them to travel on their own.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, ladies, just I would like you to listen a little bit to each of you.
Moreover, I think that we can suggest to family choosing the way of traveling like in the second picture, because it will be cheaper for them to travel on their own.
Okay.
Bus can stop. We can stop the minibus anywhere near where the entertainments are, and to build our camp there. And as for the fourth option, the entertainments are usually situated near hotels, usually situated.
Okay, and Diana?
I think the fourth picture is more skewed than the third, because we can see the hotel, as you tell, and the roses. The mother don't needn't do any duties, and the children can find special entertainments not far from this hotel, maybe.
All right, good. Right now, what I want you to do is, we ran out of time, but still, I want you to read altogether the model answer, which is given in the teacher's book, just for you to see how it works, okay? If you don't mind, I will do it real fast together with you. And you will just follow the text, okay? Can you follow? It's interlocutor. Interlocutor is the word for an examiner during the speaking part. Now I'd like you to talk about something together for about 3 minutes. So ladies, you have forgotten that I usually during the exam you have only a very limited time, like 3 minutes here. I'd like you to imagine your neighbors are planning their holidays and have asked your opinion where to stay. The father is a nature lover, mother would like a holiday without housework, and the 2 children want to be near entertainment facilities. Here are some possible suggestions. First, talk to each other about how suitable each type of holiday accommodation would be for your neighbors, then decide on 2 places which would be the best choices for them. Okay. Well, I don't think that a barge is a boat, you know, would be a very good idea, do you? I mean, it might be very relaxing and close to nature, which the father would like, but what about the mother? She'd probably end up cooking all the meals on board, which wouldn't please her, don't you agree? That's true. All the kids might have a problem too, as it could be difficult to reach a place with some kind of entertainment. A barge is not like hopping in a car to go somewhere. In my opinion, the castle looks a very attractive option. It's bound to be somewhere out in the countryside, so guests can go for nice long walks, and I think the whole family could find it interesting and unusual as a place to stay. Certainly all meals would be laid on there, and as it is a hotel, you wouldn't even have to worry about cleaning your room. What do you think the children could do there, though? What do you think the children could do there, though? So this is the connection, how you connect with other people. Of course, it's not going to be certainly located, and there may be much to do in the area nearby, but think what a great time kids would have staying in a real castle, going around exploring the grounds and hunting for ghosts. They'd feel like Harry Potter in Hogwarts school. That's a good point. And I'm sure castles might also have facilities for children. You know, play areas, swimming pools, computer rooms, that sort of thing. What do you think about staying at the campsite? No way! I remember camping in the... You see, no way. That's the reaction when a person doesn't like it. I remember camping in the countryside once and having a horrible time. So you see... Also, a person has a negative attitude. It might be economical and have organized facilities, but it can get really uncomfortable. You mean like having all your things in a mess because there is nowhere to put them? Yes, and it may be alright for kids, but think of the poor mother trying to arrange everything in such a cramped space. I guess that's out then. If you ask me, that's out. We will not talk about that anymore. If you ask me, staying at bed and breakfast, this is the name of the 4th picture. You remember this B&B. Accommodation could be a solution. Breakfast is guaranteed, and they then often offer an evening meal as well. I'm sure the family could have a very comfortable stay there, and it would definitely be more reasonable priced than a castle. Wouldn't you say so? Wouldn't you say so? This is the invitation for another person to talk. Maybe, but then the facilities are usually a lot more basic than at a hotel. A luxury hotel with a swimming pool might be a more suitable choice, so the children could have something exciting to do. Tina, I'm not sure. It might be alright for the mother and children, but the father would probably hate being isolated in a busy hotel with other guests, away from contact with local people and the countryside. Yes, no doubt he'd enjoy seeing the countryside touring around with a gypsy caravan in an old traditional way. So the picture you were talking about is called the gypsy caravan. I understand that you haven't never heard about that, but still, and this is British English. Right, and the life in the open air would probably drive the others mad. Having to cook meals outdoors and sleep in such a tiny space, I think we can forget that one. I quite agree. So, which two places do you think we should suggest for the family? I believe that the castle would be the most suitable place, as it has something to keep everyone happy. What's your opinion? I couldn't agree more. And for a second choice, we could suggest the bed and breakfast, as it would be a cheaper alternative. So, this is one of the probable answers, model answers from the teacher's book. Okay, so what do you think?
It's more bad.
Yeah.
All right, good.
And
Yeah.
There is a lot of text, and I don't know if one can talk non-stop for 3 minutes and
And they use interesting words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, ladies, if you just want to learn this book and to get prepared for this exam, so the book is called FCE Listening and Speaking Skills by Virginia Evans and Jane Milton and Jenny Dooley. This is Express Publishing. As I said, today together with you, we learned one of the parts of the exam, which is called FCE, which is First Certificate in English. And I think that we enjoyed this time learning a little bit. So, what I want you to do, I would like you to attend my page. Excuse me, this is definitely not my page, and I have the reviews about my classes. So if you can see it, can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
You can.
So please go there and write a short review what you think of my classes. And also I invite you, if you want to have classes with me, you are very welcome. So right now, any questions, any observations, any comments, any needs to address, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
I can ask about FSC exam. For which purpose students take it?
A first certificate in English is usually it has academic purposes, like it is possible for you to start the education in the English-speaking country, usually for Great Britain and not for the United States of America. And some of the very basic jobs they require. If they need the knowledge of the English language, they require the FCE exam. Like, for example, for a nurse, if you want to work as a nurse, for example, in Canada or in Great Britain or in New Zealand, I think that FCE exam will be enough for you to apply for this job position. And do not forget that most of the exams like IELTS test or TOEFL test, they are valid only for 2 years. After 2 years, you will have to take these exams again, but not for the Cambridge exams like FCE, CAE, CPE, and PET and CAT. They are lifetime exams, so you have to take them only once in your life, and after that you can forget your English and still you will be able to apply for a job in an English-speaking country.
It's very good.
Yeah, right. Any other questions?
I just wanted to say thank you for the lesson. It was great.
You're very welcome. It's been my pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
If you do not have any other questions, do not forget that you can write me anytime you want. So I just want to remind you my email address if you just have forgotten. So you just go, this is my email address. And write me an email with any types of questions anytime you want, and I will try to the best of my knowledge. I will try and answer you. Okay, if you do not have any questions, so that's it for today, and hopefully I will see you next Friday, same time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Goodbye, girls.
Have a good time, weekend.
Yeah, have a good time.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You are currently the only person in this conference.